Tweets heard around the world with your hosts, Coach Mac, Tyler Todd, and Alex Hart.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks so much for tuning in. We got episode number 3 of Tweets Heard Around the World. We got the legend up in the house. We got Coach Mac representing the UK. We're going to fire out all his links below, man. Check out his YouTube channel. It is awesome. He is fire. We got my man representing Canada down here. Oh, Canada. Sing it with me if you're out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alex Hart down here below. We'll link all his stuff. He's got everything fire down there too. We've done 2 episodes like this before, guys. We learn a lot from Twitter. We really love this community. So what we do is we find our favorite few tweets that were most impactful for the week. We save you guys countless hours of times having to scroll through that timeline, and we will give you our takedowns, our breakdowns from these. So we're going to hop right into it today, baby.
Let's do it.
Nice. That's all. I get energized from that every time. Like, okay, cool. Thanks.
And you can actually use it for the rest of your day this time.
Yeah, exactly. Who's first? I think Ty, you need to go first today, right?
All right, man. I'll hop in first, man. Well, my first one, man, and this is a guy who really he's inspired me a lot. His name's Essential Mastery. He's an anonymous account, but I've seen him come up through the works, and I mean, he had a very small following. Now he's 100 and some thousand. This guy's work ethic is crazy. I knew he was going to have a big following early on, and I really like this one a lot. It says, "Maturity is when you don't force people to choose you." And I thought, man, that one kind of hit me a lot, right? Where I think when you're younger, especially, I kind of look at the first 34 years of my life, like I had this need. I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to think I was cool or this or that or successful. I think I projected that in poker even, where, I shouldn't have been spending all the money I was for the amount that I was making, but I wanted everybody to think I was crazy successful, buy the new sports car, all this stuff, And so I think, now that I don't really care, you can like my message or not. It's it doesn't matter. I'm going to be me. I think there's a lot of peace that comes with that. So that was a big takeaway for me.
Yeah, that's nice. And I like the hidden message in that as well, of like, when you are content with yourself and when you love yourself and when you value who you are, doesn't really matter, right?
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good one for sure. And as soon as you are able to kind of just do your own thing, your own people will come in. You don't have to do things to attract people. You can just be yourself, and eventually you're gonna run into your own crew. There's billions and billions of people out there in the world, so I think it's a good reminder that you don't have to change who you are.
That's right.
That's a new follow for me for sure.
He's a great dude, man.
Pretty sure I follow him already. Yeah, he's a good one.
He's just fires out some absolute fire. I knew he asked me to be in a shout out early on, and then like 10 minutes before the shout out, he contacted me. And I remember sending him a quick video. I'm like, brother, if you're this intense about contacting all the people before a shout out, you're going to crush Twitter, like you're going to do well. And yeah, he's got a great work ethic, great message. I'm a big fan.
Cool.
Yeah, nice one. I like that. Who's next? Alex, me, you?
Sure. I'll go. My number 3 this week comes from Oliver Anwar, fitness guy for the most part. But this one can go pretty much in all categories. Whenever you find yourself complaining, remember someone would beg to have your problems. And for me, that was kind of hitting home this week, especially. It's not even that someone else would beg to have my problems, just me, myself 5 years ago would be begging to have the problems I have today. I often can hit these spots, and then when I just look back at my past self and realizing this is what I was aiming for back then, and I'm already there, that person would be super jacked and just appreciating that journey that we've gone on. But it's a good reminder too that how good the 3 of us have it in the locations we're living compared to a lot of other people out there.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I think it's too easy to kind of slip into this mentality of thinking you've got it really hard in life and everything's really difficult. And then when you actually stop and consider just how blessed you are, even if life isn't where you want it to be, like the fact that you're still here.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds really dramatic, but the reality is that you're still here. You're able to do things every single day wherever you are in the world, right? Like you could just not be here anymore, and that's it, right?
I think that's what every king and queen and ruler of the past would give anything for, right? What we have right now is a new opportunity, a new day to go get things. I think that's where gratitude just is such a superpower. I always preach on this. I think today is day number 1562 in a row. I don't know, it's somewhere in there, but where I just get up and start every day by writing things I'm grateful for and kind of spending a minute just reminding myself, man, I don't take for granted that I might be stuck in traffic, but dude, I have a car, and I can go to a gym, and it might be a little cold and dark out. I got butt warmers in my car, man. I got there's always blessings if you choose to focus on those blessings. I think that's a great reminder.
Yeah.
I like what you said there, Ty, as well about spending a little bit of time every day, recording the gratitude you have. Because I just for the course talking about getting your book, and it's one of the things you put in there. It made me realize it doesn't have to be a big thing. You get up, you sit up on your bed, you bust the book out, you write a few things. It takes 3 minutes. Your whole day is different. You're winning the day immediately just by going, what am I grateful for? The fact I'm fucking still here is a good start.
Dude, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the cornerstone of my change, was just gratitude and writing it down daily. It's been
cheat code, and it's free, and it takes 3 minutes, like Mac alluded to.
Rewires your brain so well.
Yeah, I would challenge anybody out there. If you do that 90 days in a row, you will start seeing the world different. You really will.
Yeah, I like that. You have no choice. All right, it's mine. This is from a good friend of mine, Jim Burgess. I think you guys have probably connected with him at some point. Yeah, he is a cool dude. And I seen this morning. I was like, I need this one. So he put, the best self-work is this. Write down 5 things you're scared to do. For example, videos, podcasts, martial arts, or speaking in public. Sign up to do all of them. You'll come alive with the fear and connect to your soul. And I was like, and that's a big tweet. That's like a lot of the really well-performing tweets are like a sentence or two, like really sharp. This was like 5 sentences of, you could change your life and work on yourself. Like really putting your feet to the fire of like picking 5 things that scare the living daylights out of you. And just fucking do it and see what happens, right? And I think anybody here can say, do you know what? I've done that and it's right.
My first thought is, Alex, you doing jujitsu, man. Everything I've done in my life that I was scared to do, you come out through it and you're so happy you did it. Even this, I couldn't sleep the night before I did my first podcast, the night before I posted my first piece of content out on YouTube. I literally couldn't sleep. I was so nervous. What are other people going to think? What are they, But once you get through that, and once people tell you, dude, your haircut sucks or this, and you just realize, I don't care. I'm just going to go on living my life and my day. These things don't bother me. You grow as a person through all those. And I think, we talk about that, where oftentimes, especially now, how easy our society kind of is, we can get stuck in those comfort zones. And so I think that's a great challenge to write down those things that scare you and go for them.
Yeah, I like that. And it's a reminder that you can even do it every so often, because it's going to change. And as you tackle the first 5 that you're fearful of, you'll get to that new level and you'll get a little more comfortable again. And as Ty, that is jiu-jitsu for me, is YouTube videos. It's jumping in cold rivers. But now it's trying to find what's that next fear that's kind of holding you back, or that you're not quite taking that step because it's got that grip on you. It'd be interesting to reevaluate now. It seems like something I should be doing the next couple of days. I'm excited to look at that.
I like that. Maybe we can all make a goal out there. Hey, fire down in the comments, guys, what you are going to put that's going to challenge yourself. But what are you going to grow to do, man? That maybe we could all put something down there and go for it, man. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Also, shout out to Jim, because when I was working corporate jobs, man, I get so much joy out of wearing crazy socks. And this guy wears crazy socks too. So we'd always tag each other when we were growing up on Twitter. He's a great dude.
Yeah, the first time I ever met him, we went for a hike and he brought me these socks. He's like, I've got your gift. I was like, okay, cool. And he gave me these socks. I was like, and they were bright blue socks with donuts on them. I was like, yes, these are fucking awesome. These are awesome. Yeah, I love Jim. Love Jim a lot. Good guy.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. That one hits. I agree with you, Alex. That's something where you probably need to do that in like a quarterly audit or something.
Yeah.
Time to revisit that all the time. All right, number 2 tweet of the week for me, man. This is, I think we all know Mike Schiff. I love Mike. He is a great dude. He's been tweeting out some fire all the time, but really recently too. Said, your failures don't determine your future, but how you respond to your failure does. And I really think that, man, that, too often I think I was always kind of brought up, well, you don't want to fail. Failure is kind of a naughty, dirty word. You just kind of, you know, but now I think I see it so differently where you should be failing all the time, right? You should be doing things that do scare you, that you aren't great at, that you're constantly failing and learning and getting that feedback, getting better, keep going. You know, I mean, that's how you really become great at things. And so that tweet hit me pretty hard. It's everybody gets knocked down. That's fine. But not everybody chooses to get back up and get better through those things. The ones that do are the ones that come out successful.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that one. And you see it so much on Twitter. Like, it becomes one of those platitude tweets, right, that people talk about all the time. But failures are stepping stones. Like, you won't grow unless you can look at failure and say, well, I'm going to do this thing until I fail, because then I know where I'm at. I know what I need to do to then get better and ultimately succeed at whatever it is I'm doing. Like, nobody who's done anything great has just woke up, decided to do something, and then succeeded right for it. And if they have, then they're the luckiest human on earth, really. Or maybe they're the unluckiest, but you can't really do much with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you really need these opportunities just to kind of fall on your face and go, okay, I fucked up and I can get better by doing this thing instead.
Yeah, I find it so interesting that most very successful entrepreneurs didn't really go through the full school system as per se, and like the school system puts such a heavy weight on being perfect for those A pluses, and that doesn't really, you get that gut feeling when you do bad on an exam or fail a test or get something wrong, and you got that teacher at the front just like ripping into you. It's kind of interesting that that's the way our systems are right now when it comes to failure, and I think it's very important to really breed a household in this day and age that is okay with it and helps amplify that failure is okay to keep going.
Yeah, I get to tell my daughter all the time, like, yeah, daddy sucked at this, daddy failed at this, but daddy keeps going. You know, and I think it's great lessons, you know, to get to teach them young. That's okay.
Yep.
100%.
All right, it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right, this I found this tweet as I was just scrolling, and it's from a new follow for me, Hari. It's a smaller account, and I just kind of like some of the writing he did, and this is a kind of a out there tweet, a little aggressive, but I found it entertaining and made me laugh and everything like that. So everyone's out here waking up at 5 a.m., walking 50K steps a day, drinking 8 liters of water, quitting their $600K a year job, getting 100,000 followers in 3 minutes, selling courses on how to sell courses, living off side hustle income, and I'm just sitting here mentally masturbating. So it attracted me to at least click his profile, and then I like some of his writing styles, and he has a good message, so I wanted to highlight him. I just thought this was a nice tweet, a banger tweet that really got my attention, and it's very true. Like, we talk about it, probably have talked about it on here already, how social media just creates this perfect situation. People that are new to the space might really feel down, and like they might get hype, but then they're not out there getting the action. They're not doing the things that actually, and they're missing, I think, the point of some of these. And it goes to show that everyone is posting like usually their perfect situation. How much of it is really what's going on? And it can be really down on some people new to the space. So I just thought it was, I don't know if satire is the right word or whatnot, but I like this tweet.
I liked it a lot because it's two things. I think the first one, there is, whether you want to kind of talk into this or not, there's a lot of people on Twitter that sell this idea and this dream. If you do these things, you'll have this life and you'll get all these followers. And then you see them with 200,000 followers and they're not really providing any real value to the world. You know, they just, hey, grow your Twitter account. Why? Like, okay, cool. It's good to have big numbers. It's good to have a big following base. It's good to be able to share your message if you've got a message to share. But a lot of these people, like, they don't share who they really are. They don't share, you know, how human they are. Like, that's why I tweet about Crocs all the time. So I'm like, I wear Crocs and I don't give a shit if you like it or not. It's just me being a human being. Like, however, if you want to change your life, let's have that conversation and do that. But there is a lot of people that do that. But I like about that tweet is what you said, Alex, is there's a lot of people, and I've spoken to so many that they go, oh, Twitter tells me I need to do these things and I can't do it. Because you're not supposed to do it. It's not for you. It's not your life, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that one a lot too. I had a similar one a while ago that was like, if you just eat 17 eggs a day and you just, they plan on all these things these people say you got to do to be successful. And in reality, you can take things from what people say and apply what works to you. And I think, two things there. I think, I fell prey to this back when I was, 31, 32, 33, before I really got hardcore about self-improvement. I would feel down sometimes because I'd see these guys saying, man, I meditate for an hour a day. I do. And I'm like, dude, I've tried and I can't sit still for more than 3 minutes, like it's just really hard. And so, I fell into that comparison kind of mindset. And I think I feel bad for people in the space that do that. And I think it's kind of on us as creators also to share, dude. I always tell people this, man, dude, I don't post the 12 poopy diapers that I'm going to change today because one, it's disgusting and you wouldn't follow me, but don't compare like the highlight reel to real life. Like I still struggle and I try and highlight that on my timeline a lot. Like, look, there's many times I'll put a video and be like, last thing I want to be doing is at the gym. I would actually rate the workout I just got a 1 out of 10. It sucked, but I showed up. And some days that's what you just got to do, right? That's real life. I don't wake up every day on 8 hours of perfect sleep, took my magnesium pill, couldn't fist pumping all the way to the gym. Like, dude, some days it's cold. I'm tired. My kid woke me up. I didn't feel like getting up, but I still went to the gym and got it through. And you just got to do that. Right. And I think it's good to highlight that message too, that man, it's not an ideal world. It's not perfect, but sometimes you just got to go, and I appreciate people that point that out, that it's not just all sunshine, rainbows, unicorns, wins. Like we're all humans. We all struggle,
Yep.
That's another follow for me without a shadow of a doubt. I love that. I love the humor with it as well. So my second one is from Carla. So the Greater Forever account. I don't know if you guys are connected with him. He's cool. And he put unapologetically unfollow all complainers, blamers, and shamers. And this is kind of relevant with your last one, Alec. Recreate your social network. Engage on a timeline filled with positivity, encouragement, and inspiration. I have no words. That's the one. I'm surprised it's not my winner, to be fair, but that's it. That's how you should cultivate your social media always. Like, stop worrying about what Kanye West is talking about this week or what Pfizer have done this other week. Like, honestly, who cares? Like, focus on your life and how to make it better. And if you go on Twitter, and I know me and you talked about this, Ty, on the podcast, it's like you can turn Twitter into anything you want. You can turn any social media into anything you want if you want to.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm really big into this, man. When people will tell me, because I'll get this all the time, where people even ask me, like strangers, even like a dad. I might meet a dad picking up my daughter at school. Oh, what do you do for a living? They always ask that first, and I'll say like, kind of a unique thing, like I grew a big social media account, I coach this and that. Oh, I wouldn't go on social media; it's too toxic. Like, and this will be my first conversation with a dad, and I'll literally say to them, "That's your fault. You get to choose who you follow, right? So why are you following toxic people? It's your fault." And sometimes that's the last conversation we'll ever have, But sometimes I'll see like the light bulb go off and it's like, they don't really think about that, but you have to be mindful that it is your fault. If I'm logging onto Twitter and it's draining me because Nancy Pelosi's shouting at Donald Trump, who's shouting at Joe Biden, who's shouting at Kanye West, and I'm in the comments reading all that stuff, it's your fault. You can follow people every day that want to make your life better, that want to help you, that want to put things out there that'll benefit your life, or you can follow the junk, but ultimately it's up to you,
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that because I was that person. The reason I downloaded Twitter the first time was to follow Trump. So I wanted to see what his madness was up to, wanted to see what the people were saying. Like, that's what I wanted, that to get the news, I guess you could say. And it wasn't until I started realizing who I was following was creating this, and I found people like Tyler, I found people like yourself, Coach Mac, and once I realized that it was the message the algorithms keep spitting, I'm like, wow, there's actually a whole nother world out there that I wasn't even in tune with, and it changed everything. So Tyler's 100% right when he says it's your fault. It 100% is.
I've told a lot of my family members that too. They don't like to hear it.
It's so easy though, isn't it? Like I think I commented on this. There's this funny British account that talks about like all things British, like very British problems or something it's called. And it just shares like really hilarious things, like, you know, what's the best British biscuit? And everyone have like an argument about which biscuit's the best. And you'd like seeing an account, I was like, oh, I'll have a look at them. And then you see that they're just retweeting all this political stuff. And then you start reading it and then you're like, oh shit, hold on. Like within 3 seconds, you're immediately back into that and you're looking and just genuinely kind of interested because you're like, I wonder what people are saying. And then all of a sudden you're stuck in it. So it's really easy to kind of fall into that. But in reality, like if you just make a little bit of a concerted effort, like you can completely change the way you live your life on social media and make it work for you, right? The algorithm's going to work either way. So make it work for you, you know?
Yeah. You got to guard your thoughts, you know? I think that's huge. You guys want to hear a funny Donald Trump tweet story real quick?
Always.
Before we start the first one. So Alex and I got to meet Zuby here in Vegas a couple months ago, and I've gotten the pleasure to hang with Zuby a few times. And he told me a funny one. He was visiting the White House, and he got to meet Trump's head of security. He didn't get to meet him at the time, and he said he's like this like 6'7", just jacked dude, you know. And so Zuby's like just chatting him up, like hanging in this room, and he says to him, like, is Trump like, is he really like he is in like that you see on Twitter and in the press conference? Is that really who he is, or is that like an act? And his security guard goes, let me tell you a story. He goes, he comes bolting out of this meeting at 3:30 in the morning, just huffing and puffing. And he walks right by me and he loops back and he comes to me and he holds up his phone, and it's Twitter at the time. And he says, what do you think about this tweet, Al? Or whatever the guy's name is. And the security guard looks at it and he goes, oh, I don't know, Mr. President. I don't know. And he goes, good. And he tweets it and he storms off. Like, he just wanted to ruffle feathers, you know? Like that was one of the, I laughed so hard when I heard that story, man, that
that's awesome.
Yeah, just kind of, it's who he was. I kind of miss some of his rants on Twitter and picking fights with Rosie O'Donnell at 3 a.m, man. This guy, he's supposed to be the most powerful guy in the world. I don't know. That was wild times, but yeah, that's my funny Trump story anyway. All right, back to number one. I got us off track. Sorry.
It's all good. It was a good story.
Yeah. My number one this week comes from, I love this guy, man, DJ Stoic. I've had him on my podcast. He is an awesome dude. He's an MMA guy, fought semi-professionally and then a couple professional fights too, and really overcome a lot. Just a great dude, crazy work ethic. He said, success isn't about talent. It's about choices that will compound over time. And I really thought about it, man. You know, I think I used to use that as a crutch. Well, they're just more talented than me. They just have, you know, more money than me. Their parents gave them this or that, or they just got better genes. They just got, you know, whatever it was, right? And I think it's not so much about that as it is those daily choices, those daily habits, and then the compounding effect that those have. And I think whether it's true or not, you know, sure, some people are born on third base, maybe you're not. But I think if you're always in that kind of mindset, then you fall prey to victim of that. And so you just need to tell yourself, hey, I'm in control of what I'm in control of. My daily decisions will compound and I can achieve whatever I want. So that was really powerful for me.
It is. I think it's because you really can only ever control what it is that you do and how you do it, right? Like people may have, like you said, a head start or an advantage, or like I remember there's a story. I went snowboarding when I was in the army in Germany. Had like this big indoor ski and snowboarding place. So I went and did it, and I went with this guy who had never done it. Me and him were like, I've never done it. And he was straight down all over. He was great. And I was like, fuck this. Can't do it. This guy's just a natural talent. Like, fuck this shit. So I threw the snowboard down. I was like, I'm not doing it. And I wish there was a hero story there. It wasn't. I just never did it. At that point, I was like, this guy can do it. He's got a better, you know, better genes. He's just a natural. But the reality, like if I'd have just kept going and doing it and forgetting about him, maybe I got quite good at it, right? Or at least would have been able to stand up longer than 5 seconds to snowboard down a slope, you know?
I've heard that kind of message many times. And it wasn't until I read a book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I read it at the beginning of the year. And that, the way he worded it just changed my perspective. And the main thing that jumped out to me is if you're in like a rocket ship and you're trying to get somewhere and you just go 1 degree off the path you're going, over a course of time, you're just going to be in a whole different galaxy. It could be with ships, it could be with anything, right? And I think with that, just that 1% getting better every time, or what you focus on, the little things to get you to success, that kind of stuff, it's just 1 degree and you multiply it by time can make a completely different life. And just it's a common message out there, but it's definitely an important one to really hit home. And there's so many different ways to say it, and sometimes it takes a certain way of saying something to just hit you right here for sure. And I really like that message for sure.
Yeah, I like
powerful
that.
to think
That was
of
a good tweet, man.
I like that. Where, again, like even when you do like a daily gratitude, it's not like it impacts you that much in the day. But the cool thing is you get all the days before that kind of compound and build up to change your mind and change your neural pathway to think about, it's
in finance, they tell us compounding works. You don't really see it until we're going to see in 30 years, right? How powerful it really is.
Yeah, it was a good tweet, man. I like that one.
Yeah, VJ's a great guy. Great follow.
All right. I guess I'm up. I'd never know what you guys are going to tweet or what you're going to talk about. So this one's actually kind of similar to one Mac already had, but I guess that's why it's the theme for me so much. I want to do it. It took me a long time to realize courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to feel fear and take action anyway. And that's from Benjamin Joy Protocol. Also been on your podcast.
I love
Hi,
it.
Ben. Yeah, that's cool.
So it kind of goes back to that one you were talking about too, with the list of writing out 5 things. So I think this has just been a message for me on this Friday morning to really get that list going. I got to tackle. There's something out there that I got to tackle today.
I love that. I like Ben. He's cool. I think he's probably the only American guy that would look good drinking tea on a veranda. Like, he's a really cool dude. But I think what I like with that, like, if you really wanted to get deep with this, you'd recognize that fear is at the heart of absolutely everything we do or don't do. Like, it is ultimately the root. It's fear of failure, fear of loss, even fear of success. Like, you're in fear of something, and that's why you are doing or not doing something. Like, it doesn't matter how you want to look at it. That's where it always comes down to. So it's always really powerful, I think, when somebody throws something like that out. And it's got to be Ben, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love the way he worded that too, because I do think there's often that perception, right, of like face your fear. But Eric Thomas has this saying of like, you see that fear and you shout back at that thing, I ain't leaving till I get what I want. Like, you acknowledge that the fear is there, but you say, I'm going to run right through it, right into it. And I love that image too.
Yeah, I like that. Is it me? Shit. Last one.
Yep.
So this one is from Jack Coulson, Mr. You don't need a gym to get jacked. I like Jack a lot. So this is a nice short one, and it caught my attention this morning. It was, stop being so passive, start acting like you give a fuck. And I was like, yeah. And that's a little bit off the sort of theme of what I think we're talking about quite a bit today, but it just kind of reminds you, like, stop acting like a zombie, like just kind of wandering through life. Like, you don't have to make huge changes. You have to just give a shit about yourself enough to say, I'm going to do something a little bit different today and change my life. And thoughts?
Jack Coulson changed my life. The pandemic had hit. I love this guy so much, man. And they closed gyms, and I was already in self-improvement, but I went through a week or two lull. I can't go to the gym. I felt sorry for myself. And then I found Jack on Twitter, and I connected with him, and I bought his book, Body Weight Jacked. And that was the absolute best shape of my life I've ever been in. And I started communicating with him pretty daily and got addicted to pull-ups through a lot of his stuff, and absolutely love this guy, man. Jack's an absolute monster and a beast. I ended up buying his book for probably 10 other people after that. I was so thankful and grateful that I did like a giveaway and did that. And I just love this guy, man, to death. Yeah, he's an absolute beast. And I think, his message is very simple and very basic, but so needed. And I think too often people will get caught up in this fluff. What supplements do I take? Should I go in the morning? Should I go at night? What clothes do I wear to the gym? It doesn't matter. Start, go, and Jack's message is just that, man. Just go. If you don't have 30 minutes to drive to the gym, then do the push-ups at your house, do the dips. Like, he can show you all these body weight exercises. Just get started, decide the kind of life you want, and then create it. It's as easy as that, right?
Yeah, and he's a monster. He's a big lad. And yet to meet him, I think he's back in the UK. Like, it's got to happen. But he's an absolute tank of a guy.
Yeah.
Well, you guys both gave him a good vouch, so I think that's a new follow for me. I don't think I follow him, so
Yeah, it's cool.
So
Man.
it's a good message for sure to just when you start caring about something, going after that, just have that one target that you care about over everything and you can focus on it.
Yeah, I like Jack. He's a cool dude, man. We should get him on here sometime.
Yeah, we should see if he'll come on and do a little guest one, man. That'd be fun. We want to do that. Get a four corner, man. Somebody else from different part of the world to see their perspectives. You know, that would be fun. Hey, if you guys are watching this, man, and you want to be that fourth person, let us know, man. Let us know in the comments, and the next one we'll reach out to you. All right. Well, you guys have anything else to add today? I'm gonna go do the dad thing. If not,
no, I think we're really push. We're like really push for time. Yeah, me too. Okay, let's get this moving. So no, like I could talk all day, but yeah, I've got to do the dad thing too, man. So really appreciate the time, guys.
Awesome, man. This has been great. This has been episode number 3 of Tweets Heard Around the World. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Check out everybody's channels here. We really try and put out positive content for you guys, uplift you guys, give you things to think about, make your life better too. So, join the communities. Let's all grow together and let's go crush the day, baby. Let's get it.
All right, peace.
Take it easy, guys.